As we continue our celebration of Black History Month, let's take a moment to uncover what some call the new Jim Crow, or slavery by another name. Here's a moment in Black history. Though emancipated from the fields of slavery, today many experience the same bondage through the cells of a prison. Mass incarceration is a massive system of racial and social control. Since 1970, our incarcerated population has increased by 700%. Approximately 2.3 million people are now imprisoned, but of this number, Black men make up 40.2% of all prison inmates. And though it may be hard to perceive, there are more African American men in prison and jail or on probation and parole today than were slaves before the start of the Civil War in the 1860s. Many believe that mass incarceration is simply slavery by another name. And though the 13th Amendment was written to abolish slavery, some fail to recognize the clause that allows for enslavement as punishment for a crime. Scholars, activists, and prisoners have linked that exception clause to the rise in a prison system that incarcerates Black and brown people more than white people and profits off of their unpaid or underpaid labor. It is said that African American defendants are 11 times more likely to receive the death penalty than their white counterparts. 1 in 3 African American babies will end up in jail. Private prison developers use 3rd and 4th grade reading scores to determine how many future prisons to build. But while there is a long journey ahead of us, hope still remains. Leaders like Bryan Stevenson, who pioneered the Equal Justice Initiative, provides legal representation to people who have been illegally convicted, unfairly sentenced, or abused in state jails and prisons. Author Michelle Alexander sheds light on this subject in her New York Times best-selling book, The New Jim Crow: Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness. And even filmmakers like Ava DuVernay brought greater awareness to this issue in her Netflix documentary, 13th. While private prison developers plan for the future of our young Black boys, so do organizations such as Einstein's Playground, Maranathan Academy, and the UNCF. These organizations and others are committed to destroying the school-to-prison pipeline. May you be enlightened by this moment in Black history.